Shri Gurudev. Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to 7th Standard Science online class. Dear children, in the previous class, we have discussed the respiration in organisms lesson. In that, we have discussed the meaning of respiration, the types of respiration. In that, there are the two types of the respirations, that is aerobic respirations and anaerobic respiration. Breath rate. These are all the concepts we have discussed in the previous class. Right now, children? Yes, my dear students, in this session also, we are going to discuss more information related to the respiration. So, in this session, how the respiration will be takes place in human body, this concept we are going to discuss in today's class. Yes, my dear students, before going to know the respiration in human beings, just quick revise regarding the previous class what we have discussed. In that, meaning of breathing and breathing rate, these are all the concepts we are going to revise. After the revision, we are move on to the human respiratory system. So, as we know that the breathing is a process by which oxygen-rich air is breathed in or taken in, and carbon dioxide-rich air is given out with the help of respiratory organs. This is what we call it as breathing. And then the intaking of the air, taking in of the air, that is will be consisting of rich amount of oxygen. This phenomenon we call it as inhalation. Giving out of the air, that giving out of the air will be having rich amount of carbon dioxide. This phenomenon we call it as exhalation. So inhalation is nothing but breathe in. Exhalation is nothing but breathe out. So breathe in air will be consisting of rich amount of oxygen. Exhalation air or exhaled air, that is consisting of rich amount of carbon dioxide. After that, the breathing rate. The number of times a person breathes in a minute, this is we call it as breathing rate. This number of breathing rate or number of breaths will be takes place in a minute, that will be varies depend on the activity what you are doing. For example, when you are sleeping, the rate of respiration is very less. When you are reading, the rate of respiration is little more as compared to the sleeping. When you are walking, the rate of respiration will be more as compared to the reading. Here some pictures are there. There are the 4 pictures are there. So one is sleeping, one person is sleeping, and one person is reading, and one person is walking, and another last person is running. So in these 4 pictures, so you will be get the clear picture regarding the rate of breathing. When there is no activity, the rate of respiration is very less. When you are doing any physical activity, the rate or breathing rate will become increases. So these are all the concepts we have discussed. Then how our body will be respiration, how does the respiration will be takes place in our body? Dear children, we have a specific respiratory system that will be very helpful for the breathing. Okay, the main respiratory part of the human body is nostril, nasal cavity, windpipe, lungs, and diaphragm. So here the breathing involves the rib cage and muscular sheath below the chest cavity, that is we call it as diaphragm. Dear children, so this is very important thing. So during the inhalation, during the intaking of the air, the chest cavity increases the size and the diaphragm will be moves downwards and air enters through into the lungs. During the exhalation, that is breathing out the air, the chest cavity reduces its size. Have you observed? Just do the activity. When, along with me, when you inhale the air, just observe it, the chest size become increases. When we exhale the air, inhale means breathe in, exhale means breathe out. When we breathe out the air, so the chest size become decreases. Have you observed this mechanism? So during that time, when we inhale the air in the lungs, there is a huge number of air balloons are present. That air balloons will be increases its size. As a result of that only, the chest size become increases. When you breathe out the air whatever is present in the carbon dioxide air present in the air bags or air balloons, that will be comes out. So hence that air bags become decreases the size. So like that, the chest size become increases and decreases will be takes place at the time of inhalation and exhalation. So dear children, just observe it carefully. Whatever we are going to observe or inhale the air by the help of the nostril passage, so that will be reaches to the larynx and trachea, bronchi, lungs. Okay, so in the lungs only the exchange of the gases will be takes place. Okay, dear children, so here what is the main role of the pharynx and what is the role of the larynx and pharynx and what is the main role of the trachea and what is the role of the bronchi? These are all we are going to discuss now. So when the air is entered by the help of, just observe it carefully, when the air is entered by the nozzle by the help of the nozzle cavity, so that air will be reaches to the neck region. In that there is a larynx and pharynx are there. So pharynx will be and larynx will be very helpful to separate the food and air. And then there is a trachea is there. Have you observing that there is a ring like structures in the trachea region? What is the main role of the trachea? Yes, my dear children, the trachea will be it is in the form of ring like structures. This will be very helpful to avoid the complexity of the air tube. So which means air tube ಏನಿದೆ ಆ air tube compress ಆಗೋದನ್ನ this trachea will be avoids. So after the air is reaches to the bronchi, so bronchi is nothing but it is a branch that will be having the sub branches of air balloons or air bags. Okay, so millions of air bags is present in the lungs. In the lungs, the proper phenomenon of exchange of gases will be takes place. After the exchange of the gases, that is oxygen rich gas is dissolved in the blood and carbon dioxide rich whatever the gas is present in the blood, that will be absorbed by the lungs only, and again that gas will be comes out from bronchi, trachea, larynx, and again it will be comes out from the body by the help of nostril. So dear children, this is about the human respiratory system. So have you observing now? So when the inhalation, okay, so during the inhalation the diaphragm will becomes down. So because of that the chest size become increases. So during the exhalation diaphragm will be moves upward. So as a result of that the chest size become compressed or decreases. So have you observing in the picture? So during the inhalation, so the chest or the diaphragm will becomes down. As a result of that, we have a capability to, our lungs will be get a capability to absorb more amount of oxygen gas for the process of at the time of the inhalation process. After the completion of the inhalation process, we will be breathe out the carbon dioxide, no? So at the time the diaphragm will be moves upwards. When the diaphragm will be moves upwards, the lungs become compresses. At the time the air or the carbon dioxide rich air will be comes out from the lungs and eliminated through the nostril. Have you observed the mechanism of the breathing? Even dear children, so must be conduct this activity and prepare this model in your home also. It is whatever the things is available, it will be available in your home only. So this is a model to show the mechanism of breathing. Okay, so for the requirement of this, one plastic water bottle, two pens, and then two balloons and one closing rubber cork. So these are all will be available in your home only. Must be prepare this model and submit when you come to school. It is compulsory for all the students. So this will be considered as internal assessment and project work to you. So my dear students, in this session we are discussed about the how the respiration will be takes place in the human body. Right now, is there any doubts regarding the respiratory process? Please make a phone call or drop a WhatsApp message. Thank you. Jai Shri Gurudev.